Hi everyone, thank you for signing up for the Secrets of Flowers, the 4-part flower painting class. If you only signed up for the rose class, that's fine. I'm going to be going over the brushes that we'll be using, and I'll also be going over just a quick note about the flowers. So I went out this morning and I purchased just a bunch of greenhouse stock flowers from my local supermarket, which is Safeway. And you'll notice I picked one out that was kind of a pastel yellow. You could almost describe it as white. And then at the edges, it's got tips of pink. And then towards the base, it almost has a kind of cadmium lemon tint. And so I chose this flower because there are a lot of colors in it, but mostly I chose it because it's kind of an off-white. And off-whites are great because you see a lot of blues and grays and purples inside them. Now, other color flowers, which I don't have on me right now, except I've got this bright yellow daffodil here, or something else. These are great too. I almost bought a pure yellow rose just because I love the color, but I did decide to go ultimately with the more pastel because I wanted to be able to show you all those cools and the transparencies. The thing with the full color flowers, like a bright red or a bright yellow, is that you tend to just see a lot of dominant high chromatic color, and you don't see some of the more transparencies like this soft pink one. I know this is a tulip, but just pretend it was a rose. This would be a good one to buy. A pure white rose would be good to buy. Even a pastel purple, but really you can buy whatever you want. And at some point I'll probably give a special class on just painting like really high chromatic red roses and yellow ones. But for the purposes of the demonstration I'll be giving, I'm going to be painting this rose. Now I bought it today, even though the class is on Monday, so that it can open up. So if you haven't bought your roses yet, go do it so that you can let it open up. And a trick the florist gave me was that if you put them in a warmer room, they'll open up sooner. So maybe you can put them in the bedroom and they can usually bedroom, bathroom, those tend to be warmer, or kitchen, right? Stick them somewhere warm, maybe, if you need them to hurry up. So that's what I just wanted to show you. So that's for the flower class. And the next announcement is brushes. So this is just going to be a little helpful brush talk. So I know a lot of people have brushes about this size. So this is a hog bristle. It's a filbert size 3. You can see kind of compared to my finger, right? It's a little smaller than one of my fingers. Here's another one, a size 2. And people tend to think, you know, that's pretty small, that's pretty good. And I know people are encouraged to buy the biggest brush possible often. I would recommend going even smaller though. So I'm gonna give you some close-ups, but just for comparison, this is how small I mean. You see how small that is, right? That is a size 1 silver sable cat's tongue. Now for brush buying, I recommend you get a mix. So here's a very long brush. This is a mongoose hair. You're not gonna be able to get that anymore, unfortunately. Here's a red sable. Red sables are quite plentiful, so you'll be able to find those still. You might have some Kolinsky sables. You know, from the old days, you can't get them anymore. This is a red sable, actually. So red sable and Kolinsky are very similar. I don't think you need to have Kolinsky. Those are probably for watercolorists. This one is a size 1 from Trekell. You know, the brand doesn't really matter. It's the hair that matters. So you want a sable, and you want it to be really small. This is also a size 2. Even the size doesn't matter. You want to see it. So go to an art store, go in person. I bought these 3 in an art store. I was starting to do a lot of small cloud paintings, and I realized that I didn't have small enough brushes, and so that's why I bought these. So here you go. I want you to at least have 1 or 2 of these, or otherwise you're going to have a hard time in the flower classes, whether it's a rose or a daisy or a carnation. You're going to have a hard time painting all those pistils and stamens and all the little drops of water. You see that? You know, if you're just trying to do all that with a big brush, you're not going to have as much fun. Now you can use the back of a brush to get details, so there are ways around this, but I think that if you really want to get the most out of this, make sure you get a small brush. And that being said, I do have a lot of hog bristle. So this is a hog bristle, and it's just a very cheap brush. I use these a lot. And here it is held up with one of my sables for comparison. So you can use hog bristle, you can use synthetic. Try getting a variety. So that'll be nice. And then here are just some bigger sables just to show you not everything has to be tiny. So here's another big one right here. And this is good. I would use this to brush in a whole flower petal, but I would definitely say get some small ones. So that's why I'm showing you this video. I just want to show you the variety of tips that you might want to get if you don't have them yet. Brush collecting is something that takes many years, you know, to kind of complete the set. Different hairs, different shapes. Brands are always going in and out of stock and style. So don't worry about the brands, don't worry about the size numbers. Just go for diversity of brush hairs and tips. And then you'll be able to do more things. Now these small brushes, I pretty much only use for flowers. I don't even use these for portraits that much, those little tiny ones. I use them for miniatures. So I paint a lot of little miniature castles and clouds these days, and I use them for flowers. So yeah, there you go. I look forward to seeing you in class, and thank you for signing up. Bye.